Hi, my name is Glenn Cake. I'm just over 18, and I've been teaching French for 20 years now. One of the great advantages of being bilingual is that as a teacher, you get to pick the coolest jobs because you can speak French. And you get to work with the coolest students because you can speak French. So give yourselves a round of applause.
Recently, SEVEC brought together close to 500 young people in 13 youth celebrating bilingualism forums held across Canada. This was the perfect opportunity to meet some of these bright young people and also to talk to some of their teachers, parents, and supporters. Here's what some of the adults had to say.
You know, we say it all the time, 2 cultures, 1 nation. Well, to see it in action is just the most beautiful thing. To see 2 groups of students coming from 2 different cultures, 2 different linguistic groups, and just being one group, it's special. Yeah.
J'aime beaucoup enseigner en général et j'aime surtout enseigner le français. Right?
I'm here today because I participated in the National Youth Forum in Gatineau, where there were 26 students from across the country, and what became very evident there was the voice of young people and the belief that they have in the future of the country and that they see that the country is changing.
The argument I'd use with youth to learn a second language, the doors that it opens.
I think it starts from the school level, it starts from the home level, it starts with just like when I teach in my class, the first thing I do, like, why are you here in a French class? You know, you live in an English province, you live in an English community, why are you here? Why did you take this class? And it's for them to realize why it's important, you know, what kind of benefits they can have from having a second language. And also it's to promote it at a community level, to make the parents know and to make the people and also even the other staff in the building to know that it's important and it's something that's, you know, valuable to the students.
Start teaching French in kindergarten, and even if it's just 5 minutes a day.
J'aimerais que les étudiants soient obligés de prendre des cours de français obligatoire jusqu'à la 12e année, parce que je pense que c'est quelque chose de super important, parce que ça fait partie de notre histoire comme Canadiens.
There's 2 levels of French. There's a standard French and maybe a little weaker French. Those students are coming into the classroom, which is what's happening. The Anglophones are too embarrassed or too nervous to try to speak French in front of the Francophones.
J'entendais les élèves parler de l'international puis tout ça, mais juste dans notre milieu, juste dans notre province, l'héritage anglophone, dans notre cas ici, est à considérer comme l'héritage francophone des autres provinces est à considérer aussi, là.
I think it's much easier for Quebec students to learn English as a second language than it would be for students in, let's say, Alberta to learn French as a second language because they are not exposed to it.
We have really good French teachers in our school who take them to Festival de Voyageurs, take them to Quebec. And so they've done a really good job of saying, you know, there are French communities in Canada.
They say that to learn a second language, you have to be totally submerged in that language or in that culture, because culture is very important as you learn a second language. You can't just learn the words and just learn that. You have to feel part of the culture. So really, those class trips and those things of that nature, that's what gives you that culture part, and then it makes it easier to learn the actual grammatical part, I feel. It's my opinion.
Ma vision du bilinguisme, c'est vraiment être capable de s'exprimer dans 2 langues, mais non seulement s'exprimer, mais aussi avoir une connaissance de la culture. Parce que c'est une chose de connaître les langues, mais pour vraiment être bilingue, peut-être même biculturel, je pense que il faut connaître la culture afin d'appuyer sa connaissance de la langue.
Pour les jeunes, je pense qu'ils doivent avoir l'idée qu'une langue seconde est quelque chose d'utile. Ils doivent être dans une situation où ils doivent utiliser la langue. Ça marche très bien, je pense.
In my opinion, the government of Canada, I believe, would be making a good move if they tried to promote bilingualism by showing us more examples of people who are bilingual and who are successful in this society or in Canada.
At my school, we have a very, very supportive environment for immersion and for second language learning in general. Our district is very supportive as well, but we do face the same problems that schools around the country face with lack of teachers, lack of funding, lack of resources, etc.
French, English and French, 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 English and French.
As far as tools go, I keep saying this funding thing, but just to be able to have access to more dictionaries, maybe having more francophone books in libraries, just having a fair shake.
Pour nous, les programmes d'échange sont fantastiques parce que ça nous donne l'opportunité d'aller quelque part où on peut utiliser la deuxième langue. And so I really like the government support of the exchange programs that I'm seeing. So I'm really hoping that will continue. That's certainly one support area that the government can offer us, I believe.
L'an passé, on est allé à Vancouver. C'était génial. On était accueillis par des gens extrêmement accueillants, sympathiques. Ils nous ont accueillis dans leur communauté. Ils nous ont fait visiter leur ville. Ils nous ont fait découvrir leur culture. C'est vraiment devenu des amis.
The first thing that you're doing, SEVEC is doing, and it's a great thing, is to getting their input. You know, getting their opinion and getting their voices heard. And that's really important.
We are listening to them, that what they have to say has value, has meaning, and we are listening to them. Because for many youth, they feel they aren't being listened to. Not just here in Nunavut, but across the country.
Now with the technology like Facebook and all those things, and the kids, whether we want them to or not, they use these technological tools and they talk amongst one another. And, you know, just... I think using the network that we have to kind of create and keep on this generating of ideas, I think that's a really good thing they can do.
The adults actively participated in the Youth Celebrating Bilingualism forums and exuded tremendous pride and affection for their students, a pride so deep it was palpable. And while they remained realistic about the challenges, all of them were convinced that they were doing a lot more than teaching a language. They were, in fact, opening doors.